We are starting a series where we interview all of the candidates for governor in Maine who have announced. This is the Wicked Smart Podcast. I'm Christina Parker. I'm the host and the communications director for the Maine Republican Party. And today I got to sit down with Robert Wessels. He's running for governor. He's been doing so for about 2 years now, and he's been working really hard. So I hope you enjoy the conversation I had with him. Okay, so we have Robert Wessels here, and if you could introduce yourself, that would be awesome.
Yeah, as you just said, I am Robert Wessels, and I am running for governor of Maine.
And how long have you been doing that for?
I actually launched my campaign in July of 2023, so I'm over 2 years at this point in this endeavor, and absolutely loving it.
So you've got to be campaigning a lot lately, and you've been doing it for a while, but a lot each day as well.
Yeah, and so obviously a couple years ago it started out slow, and we were going for a long time, just going a couple days a week on days off while I was not working my full-time job. And now we're going most days. We're going a bunch of hours each day, so staying busy.
Yeah, and it's only gonna get more intense from here. And the first question that is always asked of candidates, and it's kind of cliche, but I want to know the sincere, gritty, honest truth answer for this. And it's, why are you running for governor? Why this cycle? Because you launched in 2023, just a year after the previous election. And why for governor specifically and not any of the other offices?
It's really all the same answer. And when I look at Maine, look at the landscape, the political landscape, where we're going as a state, one would really need to be blind to not see that we're heading towards a wall. And the reality is, really anything that you measure, whether that be education, whether that be housing, whether that uh, really just so many of the different aspects of our society and our economy. Uh, we are nearing the bottom of the rankings nationally, and so you just can't keep doing that. And back in 2022, I looked at everything that was going on, and really had the straw that broke the camel's back moment when our school district tried to pass a AC AAA policy, and
What is that?
which basically allows them to transition your child without telling you as parents. And so hundreds of us as parents in the community stood up, spoke against it, and said, absolutely not, not on our watch. You can't do that because of the parental rights. And my wife ended up on the school board after that. And I looked at her a few months later and said, listen, the problem is in Augusta. We really need somebody there that's willing and able to fix this. And I said, I want to run for governor. Her response was, okay.
Okay. All right.
So that's where the journey started.
So fundamentally, it was a parents' rights issue that kind of careened you into this. And since then, you've been like, well, we have issues here and here as well.
Yeah, so for several years before that, I had been looking around the state. Again, I'm a business guy with my MBA, and looking at the economics of everything is just natural in what I do. And so I'd been thinking about it, but that's a crazy idea. As just a regular guy,
It is a little crazy.
I'm gonna go run for governor.
Hard, yeah.
And so, ultimately, for a couple of years, I just kept pushing that aside, and then this happened, and it was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm like, I'm going for it. We're doing this.
Everyone has a tipping point when they're like, I'm done. All right, we got to do something else because this is not working. And I want to hear more about who you are as a person. We'll address policy later, but what is it that you do, and what does your life generally look like for you?
I love that question. I guess probably because whoever ends up in the Blaine house, character is what matters, and who they are as a person is terribly important. It's huge. And so, who am I? Well, I guess I'll start by just saying I'm really blessed, and I have an amazing family. My wife and I have been married for 24 years, and we have three children, but they're really 17, 19, and 21. So,
Not quite children
not quite
anymore.
children anymore. But I'm slightly biased. They are all absolutely amazing, hard workers, full of integrity, and living life the best they can. You've probably seen Davey. He's been actively working on the campaign for most of this year anyway, going to a ton of events and really just putting a lot of time and effort into it. And it's been wonderful working with him through this process. I'm a business guy, like I said. I started in retail about 21 years ago and started stocking shelves at Walmart, really just for the health insurance, and fell in love with retail in general. And at some point in there, decided to venture out and figure out how to become a leader. And
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
great news with a company like Walmart is I can really screw up with leadership, and it didn't close down. And so I just really learned a ton through the School of Hard Knocks over the last 20 years in retail leadership, and eventually got my MBA and was a store manager of a couple of stores over in the cellular industry. And that's where I've been for the last 14 years.
Yeah. So throughout the process of working in retail, I mean, selling stuff, being a barista or, a cashier, that can be rough because that's where people at their worst will come to meet you. So you get all kinds of verbal like slaps in the face, I'm sure.
Oh, I could share all kinds of stories. We'll do that off the air. But
Yeah.
I've long said that retail is really a training ground for the rest of life, because if you
Yeah.
can handle and do it well in the retail industry, you can do a lot.
Yeah. So you're tough and then you're gonna have to be detail oriented. It's a lot of different things because there's stocking shelves versus cashier versus keeping track of stock and just all kinds of different things. And then you said also leadership was something that you learned in that regard as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And leading people, right? People are people, whether it's in politics or whether it's in retail or whether it's customers. And so just learning how to have conversations, how to be productive and successful in business at the same time as, again, I'm running multiple stores. And so balancing multiple things going on in the same day and different locations and communicating to the other leaders when I'm not there. All of those things really play into who I've become and how I've grown over the years.
Yeah, and I see similarities because the president was a businessman and then he ran for president. And I think if you're running a business, it's obviously different, but not that much different from having to run a state.
A lot of the same concepts. The idea is, you know, I believe in small government, and uh, we need to keep our operations cost as low as we can while accomplishing the goal, and that's the goal of a business. Instead of profit, uh, profit comes in the form of less taxes for you and I.
Happy people.
Yes.
So this is this is a funny question. What is a really niche policy or issue that you would love to nerd out about or that you get really excited about that might not otherwise get addressed on the campaign trail?
I love the way you asked that. Let's nerd out.
It's a little Gen Z.
So to me, it really is the fact that Maine is in competition with every other state. And so it's more of a concept, but that concept is what creates the policies. And so let me explain. Probably a month ago, I was having a conversation with a senior manager of a hospital. And after a really good conversation, probably an hour into it, I said, okay, what is the number one thing that you would change if you could change something? And he just immediately is like, hiring. When, especially with the high end, the doctors, specialists, stuff like that, when they are hiring, those people are looking and they have a list of states, and they're going, okay, let's look at education, let's look at taxes, let's look at energy, let's look at housing, all of that. And they're looking at that stuff and they're comparing Maine to other states. And they just look at them and go, no thanks.
Right? I don't blame them.
We're failing, right?
Yeah.
And so Maine is in competition with every other state in everything. in education, taxes, you name it, we are competing. And right now, we are failing in most of those categories.
Getting last.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something that the president talked about a lot. I mean, most candidates will talk about this and they say, day one, this is what we need to do. This is what we got to do. What are your top three things? Like, we don't have executive orders the way the president does, but if you were like, we need to start working on these three projects now, what do you think those would be for you?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is we need to create a team that, in my mind, it's a team of constitutional minded business people that will look at our state budget. They will look at our state operations. They will look and find. They'll seek out the red tape that we have put in the way of doing business, and they will seek out regulations that are absolutely unnecessary and costing Maine businesses and therefore Maine families money. And they will look for and report any corruption, the potential corruption that they find while digging in. And so this team needs to be on it. And I believe there is millions of dollars that we can save just by changing things, by minimizing the structure, changing the structure of our state, as well as um, really just creating efficiencies and building processes that have gotten distorted and grown unnecessarily over the years. And so, to me, that's number one. Number two, I would say we need to remove the woke from our government.
Okay.
Okay, we need to get rid of DEI. We need to focus on doing what we should be doing for the people. This also includes schools, quite honestly. I think we should only have one flag in our school, two flags, American flag and Maine flag.
I thought you were saying
Sorry.
only one physical flag, and I was like,
Yeah.
where would you put it? Just the one? But you mean the only two flags
Only
we're
two
gonna have
flags that we
are
should be flying are American and the Maine flag in our school. We don't need the rest of them. We don't need to be focusing on that stuff. It creates division. We are Mainers, and we can be unified as Mainers, and I think that that will help us a long way. Kind of going along with that, and really, I'm really financially minded, and kind of comes with the business piece. We in the state level, we really need to just no longer do business with BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. Because they're absolutely woke and putting our money where it shouldn't be going. And so uh, we can change that on day one as well.
okay. Awesome. So you said you want to take a fine tooth comb, look for corruption. You said that we have a major issue with wokeness in our state. And then the third one would be not supporting businesses that are not beneficial for the state of Maine and picking ones that would align with our values.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that was a good top three. I think those are huge issues.
It's a good start. We have a lot. We have a long
There's
way
a
to
lot.
go.
Yeah. And as the communications director interacting with people on social media or at the forum a couple weeks ago, I think that another three big issues that we have would be jobs, education, and the economy. So, what specifically needs to be done to fix our job market and our schools, which you've touched on? And then, how can we lower the cost of living? Because Maine is completely unaffordable right now.
It is, and the reality is all of those that you just mentioned they're intertwined, right? And so we need to address all of them. We can't just address one. Even education, because again, as I mentioned, people will look at education and say, "Do I want to bring my business here? Do they have a good educated workforce?" And as somebody who's been hiring people who have come out of high school, I can tell you we can do better. And when you look at our education process, the reality is we have Prender Macon has made it no secret, just very intentionally said we're going to focus on SEL and you know the DEI and stuff. So we need to focus our schools on math, science, and literacy, civics. Get back to the basics, right, and do those well. Whenever I live my life, I always focus on purpose. What is the purpose of this? Whatever that thing is. And to me, the purpose of education is getting our young people ready for life after school. Okay. And if we keep that focus, keep that purpose in focus for our schools, then we can't go wrong. If every decision we make is based on that, then we're going to be making the right decisions. But right now we're not.
And that
And
would
they're not
affect
ready.
jobs.
And that affects jobs. On top of that, really, we need to become business friendly. Right now, we are chasing businesses out of the state because of our education, because of our energy, because of our cost of living. Uh, I was talking to a business owner who used to pay $6,000 a month in energy prices, and now he's paying $15,000 a month. That's $9,000 a month in business costs that, quite honestly, he would be better off moving out of state. And I'm thankful he hasn't chosen to do that. But at some point, it's going to happen. And so it is harder and harder to do business in the state of Maine. We're chasing them out. And when we chase them out, we're chasing jobs out. We're chasing our young people out who are looking for those jobs. Again, I have a 17, 19, and 21-year-old, right? We need to have and create good, well-paying jobs so they can stay in our state and they can live life here.
Yeah, I think Maine is at a major pivot point right now, and there's so many issues that we have are coming to that climax where it's like, is this going to keep going well for us? Or is it going to come crashing down because there's only so long a bad idea can reign? And we've outlined a lot of those issues. And Robert Wessels, you are running for governor in the state of Maine. You've been campaigning for a little over 2 years now. And I'm sure we'll be talking again soon, and people will see you out and about trying to earn their votes for the primary, getting their signatures. How are you feeling about your campaign right now? Tell us more about your staff and what it is that you are really focused on for your leadership team.
Yeah, absolutely. So they will be able to see me out and about. We've already been 3 different places this week and just continue to go around the state and have as many conversations as we can. We're already going door to door. The weather is beautiful in the fall here, and so we're just trying to have as many conversations as we can. I have an amazing campaign staff. I will tell you, they want to kick me off the team because I bring up the age. Most of them are in the 19, 20, 21 range, and they keep me young. It's been absolutely amazing what they bring to the table, the technology, the thought process, and I absolutely love it. Anybody who wants to can go to voterobertwessels.com. They can also find the campaign on Facebook or on X, Instagram, or we're just dabbling in TikTok. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That should be fun. I haven't tried that one yet. It scares me a little bit, but it's great to hear from you. And if people are interested, they can check out your website. We'll be having more conversations with other candidates, and it's been really great to have you on the Wicked Smart podcast.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate it a ton. And in order for this podcast to grow, to reach more people, and for the Maine GOP to reach our number one priority, which is to elect Republicans in the state of Maine and to send them to DC, I need something from you. We need you to like the video if you liked it and subscribe to the channel. It will help us out so much. And while you're at it, share this episode with a friend who you think would like it. Or you could share it with someone who you don't think will like it, because sometimes we need some humor in our lives. But besides that, like the video, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again sometime. Okay. Did it. First try. Not doing it again. I'm happy.